Hey guys, good to see you again. I'm Stijn, and today you also get to meet Emma. Today is the second SOFA session, and we'd like to discuss the assignments you send in for the second week. But first, we noticed that there's a lot of activity on the forum, which we really like. Especially with week 1, you keep sending in all the challenges. Really great to see that you guys are working on that still. Also, we asked you to post your topic, and you did so. And we have a lot of variety in topics. So some are really concrete, while some are more abstract. So we've seen kitchen design, we've seen urban mobility, but also the thing that's really often popping up is branding and communications design. Yeah. So really good to see. We'd love to see what you guys are going to do with that in the next few weeks.
And also keep on replying to each other, keep on inspiring each other, because we really like to see how engaged you are, and it's more fun that way, right?
Yes.
All right, so we begin with the stakeholder map made by Julia. Her topic is the food delivery system, which is quite broad, but can be very interesting. At the core, she put the users, so people who want to order food, and the direct stakeholders are obviously people who carry the food in the restaurants, sponsors and owners. My guess is that sponsors and owners means owners of the delivery company. And then people who carry the food are the employees of the company. And one thing I wanted to add in the indirect stakeholders, you have competitors, which Julia did well. Not everybody named competitors, but you have direct and indirect competitors. So different food delivery services are direct competitors, but the indirect competitors are, for example, the supermarket around the corner who loses share because people start ordering food instead of buying it right there. Yeah. So a shift in actions and a change in the way people want to eat. Anything to add?
No, it's great that you used a visual way of presenting. I really like that. And I also think this shows that it can be a really great tool for exploring a topic that you're interested in. In this case, the food delivery system. Right, and the second stakeholder map we're going to look at is the one by Yunon. Yunon really focuses on animation and motion design. And Yunon created a stakeholder map which to us wasn't really clear if it's a service. We guess it's a service you provide. Still, we think you did a good job, especially making it visual. So at the middle we have the users, and that's something I think you can improve. Because right now, it's not really clear how the stakeholders support the user, and that's one of the main uses of a stakeholder map. I think you can improve on that.
Yeah, identifying two users is a bit tricky because the use of animation for business communication is a good scope, but it's not really clear what the difference is between business owners and direct clients. So keep the scope, because I'm very curious, but try to make more clear who the direct and indirect user is, yes, and how the business owners and the clients interrelate.
Great. And in the indirect stakeholders, try also to think, for example, of suppliers of your suppliers, the software, for example. Right now you have a lot of competitors and the different servers that compete with your service. It can be more elaborate. So I think that's a challenge.
But I must say, you've identified a lot of stakeholders, which is very important. And I see very well that you put a lot of thought into this. So thank you for that. It's really nice to see. I like the icons as well.
Nice. Yeah.
So the next topic will be by Philippe, and it's about bike sharing systems. What's automatically popped up is the fact that all people who want fast and efficient urban mobility transport almost sounds like a positioning statement, and I like that. You thought well about why the users want your product. Also, another thing that popped up is the fact that a direct stakeholder is the insurance company, and people easily forget insurance companies in their stakeholder maps, but I think this is actually very important. Direct or indirect depends on the way your service is laid out, but it's very good that you thought about it. Point of improvement would be just make it more visual, make sure that people quickly understand what the topic is. And with indirect stakeholders, it's a lot about urban mobility, but you could also add, for example, city planning. I think bike sharing really works better if there are bike lanes for people to cycle on. Indirect stakeholders like that could be very interesting to look at.
Yep.
But thank you.
Yeah, and the last stakeholder map of today is by Alex. Well, Alex, this is a really specific one. I should specify this is for driving awareness and adoption for a public Wi-Fi Finder app for a certain brand. I suspect you've been working on this for a long time because it's a really elaborate stakeholder map. I really liked it. There's a lot of interesting different direct stakeholders that you identified, which I think is really useful for the development of your product. And also in terms of the indirect stakeholders, very well done. Kudos for you for also bringing in such a specific topic that clearly you have been working on for a long time. Thank you for that. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for sending in your work and participating this well in this discussion in the forum. We'd love to see that and we'd love to meet you there again this week. Also, for the challenge of this week, if you'd like feedback on your work, please don't forget to send it in before Monday. Thank you.